Welcome, fantasy people, to another week. And Adam, we had
Yes,
an interesting week this week, didn't we?
very interesting week.
Um, as as some of you guys might recall, we got to do a podcast live together uh, over the weekend
Yep.
with the holidays and everything. And at that point, we were kind of partially into the week, and things were looking up, um, for me at least, but I believe for you as well.
Maybe.
And
I did not pay attention to it at all Sunday because I was driving home from Thanksgiving, and that evening I just completely forgot about it. Busy stuff. Had stuff to do after I got home. So, um, yeah, I didn't even remember till like Monday, and I was like, oh wait, football. I was like, I should check see what happened. It was like 134 points. Yay!
yeah, and I
Uh,
was the exact opposite. I flew home, got home early in the morning, despite a late takeoff, and that's what I did all day is I watched football because I didn't feel like doing anything else after a busy weekend.
yeah, busy
So
weekend.
no, it was a lot of fun. Very busy. Definitely needed that day to unwind. So I didn't really do much outside of watch football. Um, but man, you want to talk about overachieving. Um, Quite a few teams did that this week, and mine was by far the biggest.
Yeah,
Putting up 158 points. I finally got one after dealing with several teams putting up massive gaudy numbers on me and embarrassing me. Um, I finally was able to return the favor. Um, Despite Jimbo's team actually overperforming
a little
and
bit. Yeah,
putting up yeah, just I mean 2 points, but still overperforming, but not as much as the 47 points more that I put down um, on top of it. So man, Monday you could you didn't even get to watch Monday night's game, did you?
I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything to. Because that's what Amazon is that right?
No, Prime is Thursday. ESPN is uh,
It's Monday.
Monday night.
Yeah, I don't have ESPN. So
Okay. So yeah, that one, man, that was exciting. And the interesting thing is Denver has not been fun to watch um, for years now since they
mm,
won the Super Bowl. Actually, um, if they get a ninth win, because if I remember right, they're 8-5 now is what their record is. If they get a ninth win, this will be their first winning season since they won the Super Bowl back in 2015.
wow, that's
Yes.
almost 10 years.
I think it works out to being about ten consecutive seasons of losing
Right,
seasons. So,
because if they, if
or
they
well,
if
it
they
would
won
be
the Super
nine
Bowl, if they won the Super Bowl in
in
2015,
15.
then
Yep.
that would have been the 2014 season, which was 10 years ago.
No, it was the 2015 season is which they won.
Ending with the 2016 Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it'd be the 2015 season because the season wraps up by. I mean, now it's like just after the first of the year because they went to 17 games now, but back then it
Mm.
was still 16. So um, the season would end up wrap up um, right on New Year's, usually within a couple of days or whatever, and then playoffs would kick off after that. So yeah, 2015 season, 20 what is it, 2016. Yeah, so that's 8 consecutive seasons of losing. And anywho, getting off on a sidetrack there. Uh, it was a very fun, entertaining game to watch.
I bet.
Um, Cleveland has not been good this year.
Hmm.
Um, but man, like they traded blows. It was so much fun. They kind of went back and forth. Denver got a pick six. So I was like, heck yeah, 6 point. I mean, defensive touchdowns are kind of hard to come by, so you'll always take it and everything. And then they traded long touchdowns and everything. Um, and then late into the game, Denver got a second pick six. That is very uncommon to get two in a game. And then when it came down to the wire, they got a third interception that almost went for a touchdown. Had the Cleveland wide receiver not given his all to run and chase down the linebacker that had caught it. So it was man, it was a lot of fun. But I'm bringing that up because Denver's defense, despite giving me 0 points for how many points they allowed, because they allowed 32, with the two TDs and three interceptions and three sacks, gave me a grand total of 20 to just stack to my gaudy numbers.
Yeah.
So I couldn't complain. Um, Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin combined for a total of 52 points by themselves. Uh, I mean, Josh Jacobs had done really good. Sam Laporta had done really good. I mean, overall, just an excellent performance on the team. I'm happy with it. I have a playoff spot clinched now. I have it on lockdown, and with
You can do
two,
absolutely horrifically and still
I
win.
could.
Or still
And
be in the playoffs at least.
yeah, I have my playoff spot locked. The seed is to be determined. I play the number three seed right now.
Yeah, because right now
This week.
the worst you'll get is third place. Now, the worst you can do.
You sure it's not fourth?
Yeah, because fourth is most wanted, and he is 3 games under you.
Okay, so that's what helped lock me in.
Yeah, because me and Brent,
Oh
we're the
yeah,
only
because there's a
two
three-way
that are
tie
2
for
under you.
fourth.
So
Okay,
you have to lose both
yeah.
to get to third place. You have to lose both games and get less points, and then we both have to pass you up. Which
Whew.
right now you are at 50 points.
1478.
You're 50
Yeah,
points ahead of me. So
yep. And
with
I'm
the
still 23 points ahead of Most Wanted, who was the
number one,
previous
yeah,
number one. So
and you are number 1 points and
yeah.
number one wins, and yeah, so you won't be able to. It's not like Most Wanted's not really a threat to you.
Oh yeah, he couldn't catch up to me anyway. So I mean, between you and Brentwood, who I actually play this week, I have 70 points on Brentwood and 50 on you. So I could lose both, and as long as I don't get outscored by you in total points, I actually have the number one seed on lockdown.
Yeah, if
So
you win one
that's
more time, that's it.
oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
keeping
for sure,
first seat.
for sure.
Um,
Which this week is going to be tough because Brentwood's projected to outscore me 105 to 96. Unfortunately, I have a lot more very good, impactful players on by this week
I'll have to
that I
fight
thought
for.
was going to hurt me. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, honestly, as long as you stay in that second or third area, that's perfect because I'll play number four.
You'll end up
in the
playing
in
number four,
I
and
get four in the playoffs. If I'm number one, I get four in the playoffs, and then two and three play each other. So the biggest thing is I have to lock down first, um, and then that way I don't have to worry about getting caught with you at
number 4.
second or third or whatever. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you can't.
This was
You're
it'll
not allowed to get fourth. All right, you have to get second or third.
give us the chance to have a final rematch at the end of the season.
Yeah, at the end of the season, not in the first round of the playoffs.
At the end of the
It's
season, we
looking
can
like
battle it out and
right
see who
for
wins.
supremacy. Yes.
Yes,
Well,
the
will the
rookie.
master stay the master, or will the rookie become the master? Is the question there? Um,
I
yeah. I mean, man,
better
I got
lucky
my
than
work
good.
cut out with. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah,
Um, I
yeah.
mean, you have your work cut out for you though, because you're going up against Casey's team next week.
Yep.
And that's no like guaranteed small feat because he'll have people back from bye, I believe. And then
Yeah.
I'm going up against Alfonso's team, which I'll have my guys back from bye, but he's also projected, as he currently sits, 112 points, which is nothing short to blink at. Um, whereas this week you're going up against the worst team in the league, who has been consistently overperforming their projected points.
I mean, his projected points is at like 67. So as long as I
Yeah,
don't massively underperform, I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. He
which
can
you
overperform
gotta
as
be
long as
really
he
careful
doesn't like
though.
double. As long as he doesn't double his points.
Yeah,
As long as he
I mean,
doesn't double his
yeah,
points,
man,
and I don't
you gotta be
underperform
careful about
drastically.
that.
Yeah. I mean, let's just be honest. There's nothing I can really do. I
No,
can only
there's
make sure
nothing.
I've got the best players on the roster, um, and just hope for the best. Really. Um,
Man, I could be completely
Nico
wrong.
Collins is out this week, which is not great.
Oh yeah, he's on bye.
Yeah,
Damn, I
he's on
didn't
bye.
realize that they had such a late bye. Oh well, I'm looking at Joe Mixon on the other guy's roster that's on a bye. So yeah, it makes sense. Oh, dang, I didn't realize you had Jerry Judy. Did you just pick him up?
Pretty recently, I think. Yeah.
Let's see. Did you have him on your roster last week? You could have made up some points.
Did I?
Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah. I see. Yeah, 30. You got 36.
Oh, he had a career day. First of all, um, he's playing his old team, the Broncos.
Hmm.
That's where he was drafted. He was an absolute complete bust of a first round pick. Never panned out. Never was good. Nothing. Um, in the off season, they finally traded him. They traded him to Cleveland. He got paid in Cleveland and everything. He really hasn't done diddly squat this entire season.
Hmm.
However, he had against his former team a historic game with that 235 reception yards. And then somebody put out there, and I don't know what the exact number is, but that 235 reception yards that he had in a single game against his former team was
Hmm.
like 8% of his total yards in like 4 or 5 seasons with the Broncos.
Wow.
So, like, that's how bad he was, and then, like, that's how many yards he racked up in a game. Plus, plus the touchdown, of course. 9 receptions. Just unreal.
Yeah.
And
And this,
if you just look at it as you plug him in over Tony Pollard, which was your lowest scoring guy, right?
yeah,
Um, that's 30 more points.
160 would have been 164.
164. Yeah, and
Uh,
you could have gained 8 more points in that race towards catching me there.
yeah. Well,
But
30 more points.
no, because
Oh,
I had 158.
8 points ahead of you. Now we're talking.
164.
You have 50 points ahead of me now. And if I added 30 points to what I would have had, that would have put me at 1458. So then I'd be 20
Oh
points
no,
under you.
yeah, you're right. Because I only went up to 50 because I had outscored you by 24 points.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 30. So I mean, you'd only have a 20-point gap instead of 50 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about
Yeah.
all the what ifs and then the alternate universes and everything else like that.
Yeah, outside of that, I
Oh,
mean, I did have a lot of good performers last week, like I said, 134 points. Josh Allen
ooh,
overperforming 28 points out of projected 22. Nico Collins giving me a nice 15.9 points out of projected 14.5. Brian Thomas Jr. Getting me a nice 16 points off of a projected 9.
I did not see that coming either.
Kyrene Williams 17 off of 15. Rico Dowdle
Dowdle, yep.
19 points off of 12. My tight end actually did something. Got me 14 points
Yeah, he doubled
for like
up.
the first time. My tight ends, the only tight ends I've ever had, they've all sucked. They've just like they've just been giving me
They're
like 2, 3, 5 points or whatever.
dude,
So like
they're not easy to find. And now
so
you see why I put an emphasis on making sure I lock one down early. Because
yeah.
it's that position that will really make or break your roster. Um, outside of like this year, I've noticed I've been a lot more successful when I went running back heavy. Um, early as far as focusing on making sure I had really good running backs as the core of my team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I found that I've been a lot more successful in those leagues this year because of that. Um, whereas like wide receivers have been a little bit easier to kind of uh,
Chillax on.
just pick up and replace and everything. Um, and I feel like that's a little bit different than it's been in years past. Um, I mean, running backs have always been important, but I feel like they're kind of gaining more importance in fantasy. The less they're kind of used as the bell cow in real NFL. But tight ends have definitely become one of those like if you have a good one, it makes a difference because even if you have good players elsewhere on your roster, that tight end having more points or less points really makes a difference. So,
Yeah.
um,
And Minnesota's defense did actually underperform. They usually are really good, but this time getting 5 points out of projected 6 points. So
yeah, they didn't get
but
any points for holding Arizona down to a low scoring deal or anything like that, but they managed to get two interceptions and a sack late in the game to pull out the win. That was definitely a very interesting kind of exciting game, I guess. Was definitely worried that they were going to lose there too.
yeah. I think that the Vikings are at two
Two
yeah, two
losses,
losses. Two
10,
losses
10
right now.
and 2.
10-2.
Now I'll tell you. So Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm.
um, and this is going to kind of cross over to my other league because I have Josh Allen in my other league.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, that was Sunday Night Football. Um, and I wasn't watching it fully early on. I was busy with some other stuff, but um, like I was worried he wasn't gonna like score a whole lot because it was a snow game.
Snow game.
Yeah, so it was up in Buffalo, New York,
Okay.
which is very far north, close to Canada. Um,
Yeah.
and they have an outdoor stadium. And it was snowing. That field was covered. Um, and kind of the allure, if you will, of Buffalo, um, because snow is an element that you have to worry about.
Hmm.
Um, I swear, like almost every year they have one game where it snows so heavy because they're not far from, I believe it's Lake Ontario, that they get that lake effect snow,
Hmm.
and so like the Bills fans are such that they will go out and they will shovel the stadium to help get the stadium ready for the game and everything.
Right.
Um, which is really cool. Like I think Green Bay has something like that too, but Bills fans are just an entire. It's another level with them on how much they support their team and everything. Um, but yeah, like just because like snow games, you don't pass a lot in snow games. You run a lot because it's snow. There's no footing because of snow. Um, it makes it harder to catch passes, all that sort of stuff. Um, but yet, Josh Allen managed to put up 28 points. I was very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
What I wasn't excited is they were beating San Francisco down so bad in the snow that they pulled him like midway through the fourth quarter. And at the time, I needed oh, I think based on the projected, I needed I don't know, like 4 more points from Josh Allen so I could win. And so I was upset they pulled him. Now in real life and everything, you, you're beating them down. You don't want to risk injury, all that other stuff. I totally understand.
Especially now.
Yeah, I totally understand why they did it, and I don't have a problem with it because he already overperformed.
Hmm.
Um, he is the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for a touchdown, catch a touchdown, and also rush for a touchdown in a single game.
Really
That's the trifecta. That's the hat trick. Throw, catch, run. All
interesting.
three. First quarterback in NFL history. I believe he's like the fourth player ever in NFL history. Christian McCaffrey did it like a year or two ago. Um, but yeah, so very great night for him. I was excited to wrap that one up. I ended up having Will Lutz as my kicker Monday night with Denver, and yeah, just the way that game went. It started with it was just like all touchdowns. I think it was like 3 touchdowns. The offense scored two, and then they had that pick six. Um, and I was only getting PATs, and I still needed several points to win. And I managed to finally get it once they kicked their first field goal. So I was able to lock down a massive win for me um, in my other league. But
Yeah.
I'll leave that at that.
We are in the final stretches of
So,
fantasy season. Yeah.
now where did the season go?
Gosh,
Tell
yeah.
me, did I not tell you at the start of the season, like the first several weeks, it's just a grind. Like you're getting into it and
Hmm.
you're like, man, this is going by slow. I can't wait till the end of the year. And then all of a sudden we're here. Like it's
I mean,
December.
I was looking at I was like, oh yeah, that was like a week or two ago that I had that like 1 week with where like you got absolutely slaughtered by Stinky. We had
Yeah.
153 points and you got 89 points, and then I was projected at 75 points and Jimbo was at 707 points, and then we both underperformed to the point like he had like 79 points, and
Mhm.
then I was like, oh yeah, I should easily be able to get because I was like projected to get like 90 to 100 points. I was like, I should
Yep.
be able to, and then I underperform just enough to get under. I'm like, oh, that's only like a week or so. That was like, well, it was a couple weeks ago.
That was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was week 11 that happened.
Yeah, and we're coming up on
Um,
week 14.
yeah, and then week 10. Week 10 was when I played Michael's team, and he went from 73 to 91, and I went from 111 to 88. So
Yeah, watch that
yes,
happen to me.
just he was projected 6 more points than what he's projected this week against you, and I was
Uh,
projected 8 more points than what you're projected this week, I believe. So,
and it was week
um,
9, so that would have been
oof.
that's
No,
almost
that was
4.
week 10.
Week 9 is when you and I played each other,
Yes,
and that
that was
is
that was good though. That was
4.
only like a 5 point win for me,
Yeah.
and I think that I think that was when. Let me bring it up. I think that was when. Oh, yeah. I think that was when Minnesota's defense would have actually had you beat me by 400ths of a point.
Oh, right, because it was
Because that was
something almost
they
happened.
played Indianapolis. I think what it was is there was an interception and that 2 points plus where how many points they had allowed um, Indianapolis at that point they would have had 5 more points total, and but because something happened on that play or whatever, uh, the interception didn't stand, and then they went and like scored a touchdown or something. I
Yeah.
think is what it. Yeah, they scored a touchdown, and so it knocked the points down. Yeah.
Man,
Oh man,
yeah,
hey, I mean, hey, sometimes it is better to be lucky than good, but
it
that
is.
wasn't your week.
I wasn't lucky.
You were not lucky that week. I was,
Yeah.
and Minnesota still got the W. So, oh yeah, it has been a lot of fun. It has been crazy fast with just how it's like just gone by and everything. So, oh,
Yeah.
almost there. 2 more weeks,
Then we hit
and
the
then it
playoffs.
gets then it's cutthroat after that because it's sudden death. Win or go
Yeah.
home.
Yep.
So,
I'll be rooting for you
ugh.
to in the playoffs, but for the championship.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get knocked out of the first round,
Yeah, then then
you know,
if I get taken out of the if I get
because
taken out of the
if I get knocked out in the first round, I'll root for you. But
yeah, if I get
uh,
knocked out in the first
you
round,
know,
then
if I see you there, it'll be a rematch, and that will be good.
yes. Yes, let's hope for that
Oh,
rematch. That'll be great.
well,
Number 1 and 2, number 1 and 2 in the league.
I'll be rooting for you to win this week. That'll keep your spot in second safe, and hopefully I can pull out a win.
Yeah, because
Even if I don't, it's not the worst thing in the world, but
you're
pulling
going
out
up
a win
against.
over Brant.
I'm definitely rooting for you. That'll add some
Well,
padding to my.
and that is the biggest thing is like
You gotta
that
do me a solid
him
and win this
him
one.
yeah him. Can I borrow some of your players? Some of the ones you're not using.
I don't really have any
I
good
mean, I
players
mean,
that I'm not
you're
using.
yeah. Let me borrow Josh Allen for a week. All right, I'll give him
Well,
back.
hey, I
Um,
need him too because I still gotta win.
You got almost 40 points on projected here. I need a few. Oh,
Uh,
um, no. I mean having an extra because I mean even if I lose, I still got to win on you um and Brentwood both. So it's like I mean technically I have games to give anyways, but to lock up first, I still have a game to give easily, and if you win and I manage to beat Brentwood, that just kind of gives you a game of padding there,
yeah. As long as I
and
win
then
against Michael.
he's got to tangle with some of these other six loss teams, depending on the outcomes of those. Um,
Yep.
so it would be nice as long as I can stay in first, clinch first, and as long as you don't move to fourth, just two or three,
Stay
either
second or
one,
third, and we'll
second or
be
third. That's
dandy.
that's what we're like crossing our fingers for here. So, um, yeah, I mean, damn, dude, like first year and you're in second place.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Heading into the just to look at it as like heading into the final 2 weeks of the season, you're in second place. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Granted, the last 7 weeks have not been that great, but first 6 weeks undefeated. Next
yeah.
7 weeks,
you
I
you
lost
started
5 times
taking
and won twice.
you started taking some L's. Yeah.
Took a lot of L's.
Um.
Took a lot of L's. But yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully, when we get back together next week, we'll be both celebrating eating a couple W's.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Good
I
luck to
hope you
you.
win. Keep your spot.
Do me a solid and win.
I'm gonna try. I promise.
I'm gonna need it.
I'm gonna scour the waiver wire for some wide receiver help. So
Yeah. Yeah.
see
Alrighty.
how that goes. All
See
right.
you next
Well,
week.
we'll catch you next week.